In the last 3 years, millions of families have been divided into different countries. For many of them, the issue of money transfers has become a hot topic. One of the convenient ways, the Ukrainians consider the TransferGo service. With its help, you can quickly and conveniently transfer money to your relatives directly to the Ukrainian bank card. Today, we will talk about the history of the creation and development of the company with the CEO of TransferGo, Daumantas Dvilinskas. Welcome, Mr. Daumantas.
Hi, everybody. Good to be back.
TransferGo has been providing money transfer services for more than 12 years, serving over 8 million customers in 160 countries. How would you describe your company's journey in the remittance market, and how has it evolved over time?
So we're very proud to have been in the Ukrainian market for close to 10 years now. And we launched back in 2016, and we've seen a transformation of a country, and we played a small part in connecting financial services for Ukrainians, Europe and Ukraine, and going beyond that. And right now we have more than 3 million customers who trust our service, Ukrainians specifically, who send money back home. And you know, we're very proud of the journey, and this journey has been all around following the client need and innovating for those clients. So the last 10 years, we're the first company to offer instant transactions. Then we were one of the first companies to offer payouts to cards, which has become hugely popular for Ukrainians. And now we're continuing expanding our product footprint into offering not only cross-border payments, but broader financial services down the line here in Europe, in the UK, and where we are fully licensed. But it has been a journey of innovation. It has been a journey of growing along with Ukraine. And going through ups and downs.
Which countries are the primary sources of remittances to Ukraine? Have you observed any behavioral trends among Ukrainian customers? What characteristics define this customer segment?
So most recently, we are seeing continued growth of remittances from Europe back into Ukraine, but we're also seeing a population hurting financially. We're seeing smaller transactions being sent, smaller and smaller transactions, but higher frequency. So people understand how important is support family who's still back home. But you know what, we hope that very soon this trend of decreasing in transactions will stop, and then you know, Ukrainians will be able to grow their prosperity in Europe as well and beyond. So the trend is, it's very important. The digital side is growing, but the population is clearly hurting financially, which is not surprising given what's happening right now on a macro level.
Your company is globally recognized for earning customer trust and has been acknowledged as one of the best financial service providers in Ukraine. Just a couple days ago, TransferGo was announced as a nominee in the UK FinTech Awards. What are the key factors that have contributed to building this community trust?
You know, trust is when you consistently deliver on the promises that you make. And I think that's and it takes time to do it. So, you know, after 12 years in the market, we tried our best to always deliver the innovation to the customers on a daily basis. So some of the things that I came in and I spoke to you maybe now 6 or 7 years back, some of our plans, most of those plans we were actually fortunate enough to deliver to the customers and maintain a very high trust levels across Ukrainians and also other global customers that use our service. And we're very proud of that, because that's why we created the company 12 years ago, to make sure that we're doing financial services slightly differently to what the traditionals were doing. So trust is consistency delivered over long periods of time, and you know, applying the highest possible thresholds of excellence that we can. So as an example, right now, close to 86% of our transactions globally are happening instantly, regardless of the destination. And that's been to deliver that day in and day out. It's not been easy, but we're very proud of doing that. And I think customers reward us for that, for their loyalty that we see years over years, and we're very, very proud of that.
What measures does TransferGo employ to ensure fraud prevention and the safety of transactions? Please share a couple examples with the customers how to choose the best way for safe money transactions.
So people can trust us with their hard-earned money, and so security of that money is number one. As a company, we are and always been a pure play digital company. So we do not touch cash, either on a pay in or on a payout. And that has enabled us to also innovate and deliver high levels of security at scale without the need of huge overheads. So, the way we operate, we go through rigorous onboarding processes for clients. We ask them for enough documentations to really verify their identity. Every single transaction that gets through our systems are screened across global databases around sanctions, compliance, and everything else. So, we live in a dangerous world, and, Ukrainians are people who know this the most. And we have to navigate that world to make sure that we, at the same time, provide security to our customers, but also remain compliant, not only with the expectations of our European regulators, but also super important that we're in compliance with National Bank of Ukraine and our partners in Ukraine, because with those partners are also critical in us delivering our service to our Ukrainian customers.
This year signifies a new chapter in your company's history, as TransferGo has entered a new market segment by offering financial services to business users. What led to this decision, and what perspectives are you considering moving forward?
So the TransferGo idea started when we were running our own company back in the day, and we had serious problems when doing cross-border payments as a business. So you always had this business opportunity there. It's just we needed to focus on one thing to do it really well. And we come to this level of maturity when we now recognize that there is more to be done, and businesses are also highly underserved when it comes to moving money internationally, especially when that money needs to travel to various destinations that are sometimes outside of various risk profiles of various traditional institutions. So, we're trying to figure out a way to move money into Ukraine, which is difficult for businesses to do. We're trying to find a way to do it compliantly and in line with all the regulation. We're also seeing businesses more and more, they operate in a global environment. When they need to send money to emerging markets, they need to send money to various destinations. And again, similar to consumers, they have been underserved and still are underserved by traditional institutions. And, on the back of our brand trust, we think that we can actually make a difference to them as well, in the same way we made a difference to individual consumers. And from a business perspective, these are really profitable, very profitable segment for us to expand into, as long as you bring in the trust and the superior customer service to those customers. So it's a logical expansion. It's a pretty big step for us to do something different to what we've been doing, but we have we are very excited about that move, and we hope that Ukraine, in a compliant way, will help us pave some of the growth as well.
TransferGo has consistently supported Ukraine. In light of the recent rapidly changing geopolitical circumstances, what are your personal insights on the current state of global politics, and what measures can we advocate for?
We made our positions clear from the beginning, and our position has not changed. We are here to help and do what we can so that Ukrainians have a right to an independent, prosperous future. The same right that once Lithuanians have fought their way into breaking away from the evil empire. You guys are doing the same thing. And now, with everything that's happening, I'm really ashamed about what's happening on the US side. I can't say that I'm surprised, unfortunately. And really would like to say that we're here behind your president and how he reacted to all of that situation. So, long story short, I think Europe needs to step up. And Europe must now support Ukraine with everything we can to make sure that this war that Ukraine is fighting, which is a European war, they're fighting for us, for me, and for many other Europeans. We need to step up. And I think if there is a wake-up call after what happened in the Oval Office last week, there has to be a wake-up call now. So we urge European leaders to really take proactive action. We can't rely on anyone else for our security but ourselves. And we should not forget that Europe is 15 times more prosperous than the aggressor. And we together, we could really make a difference. But, and I've said this many times, but now it's really true that now the time for talking is over, because we have a gap, we have a window of 6 to 12 months perhaps when we can make a difference. And what we can do, we can support, we can lower the cost of transactions, we can support charities, we'll continue doing that. Wish we could do more, but now Europe really, really needs to do more. And there are some positive signs that that is happening, but they need to move from talking to action. And unfortunately for Europeans, and I'm part of that problem as well, action doesn't come as easy sometimes as talking. So I hope that this will be a wake-up call.
Thank you very much. I wish you success and further development of your company. And I remind you that today we were talking to Daumantas Dvilinskas, CEO of TransferGo.